This video will be discussing one of the most important first steps in your ICF project, site review. The location and orientation of your structure is extremely important for a successful project. Much consideration is given to the location, community, and neighborhood, but other considerations such as the placement of the home on your site are just as important. Managing these building site characteristics will solve many challenges early and reduce building costs and surprises during and after construction. Let's take a look at the things you need to consider when selecting the final site for your ICF home. The site orientation, drainage, aesthetics, elevation, and prevailing winds.
Solar gain is the amount of heat from the sun that transfers into a home. A house that faces the north or south will have less light than an east or west facing home due to where windows are typically placed. Keep this in mind when thinking of natural light and solar heating. Consult a professional to achieve your specific goals. Water runoff and drainage. Some issues on your site are obvious, such as the slope of the site and nearby bodies of water. Find an area where water runs off naturally. It's also important to evaluate how close the site is to a body of water and the potential for rising water levels and flooding. Aesthetics. In the end, you want to place the home in the most aesthetically pleasing location. Decide what you like and position the home for your favorite views.
Elevation. The basement floor should be above the normal water level on your property. Consult local professionals to ensure that you are building appropriately. It is never ideal to be at the lowest point on your property. It may be beneficial to look into elevating or sloping the ground to control runoff and prevent potential flooding. Keep in mind, if building a basement, that you have a plan for the overdig. It could raise the elevation on your site or must be removed. It is much easier to grade up toward a home that sits a little higher instead of removing soil for a home that sits too low. Prevailing winds. Wind loads are also a factor in the wall design of any home. Understand the local prevailing winds and how to comply with required building codes. Footings and foundations. Nearly all projects will begin by installing a footing or foundation under the structure you are planning to build. Footings are one of the most important structural components of a home or building. There are a variety of factors that play into the design of a foundation. The soil bearing capacity and soil type, structure loading, code compliance, proper reinforcement, frost lines, and moisture control. BuildBlock highly recommends the consultation of a structural engineer or local professional familiar with your region's soil load bearing capacities for accurate footing designs. Ground soil composition. The type of soil beneath the building site will affect your future foundation. Conduct preliminary soil testing to find out what lies beneath the surface. This will help determine the right drainage system and footings for the home. For example, sand can help drain the area around the foundation, but clay retains water. Also, different types of soil have different compressive strengths. The foundation of your project will need to be on solid soil of the same type or engineered for its environment.
Structure loading. Proper footing designs for load-bearing walls and other requirements for your project must be planned and designed correctly, taking into account the type of soil and below-grade walls. The foundation must properly support the structure, contents, and occupants. Code compliance. The footings and foundation for the home must meet all applicable codes. This may include international codes, such as the IRC or IBC, or other state or local requirements. Frost lines. Building codes sometimes take frost depth into account due to frost heaving, which can damage buildings by moving their foundations during the freeze and thaw cycle. Foundations are normally built below the frost depth for this reason. Water pipes are normally buried below the frost line or insulated to prevent them from freezing as well. Moisture control. Based on the location of your property, you may need to adapt your footings or foundation to account for the presence of water and carry it away from the structure. Water may need to be evacuated via a sump pump or, if possible, gravity drain to daylight. Plan for this from the beginning and eliminate costly consequences after construction.
There are many considerations when evaluating your property before deciding where to place your home. The location of the foundation, including solar gain, runoff and drainage, aesthetics, elevation, and prevailing winds. Also, when designing the foundation itself, understand the ground and soil composition, soil bearing capacity, the structure loading, code compliance, frost lines, and moisture control. These are just a few simple items to be aware of when planning your home. Much of this information is happily shared by excavators, contractors, and local professionals who build in the area. These videos are a companion to the BuildBlock Installation and Technical Manual available for download at BuildBlock.com or a hard copy for purchase in the My BuildBlock store.
For more information about BuildBlock ICFs, visit BuildBlock.com and visit our YouTube channel, youtube.com/BuildBlock.